Yeah. So when we talk about document analysis and recognition, when we take it from the viewpoint of a national library, like the British Library, we're considering a key activity of the area I'm responsible for, digitisation, is really how we take our historical material, whether it be newspapers, books, manuscripts, and make those available on the web. And what document analysis and recognition is allowing us to do is add value by making that movement from the physical to the web. I mean, to give an example of that, if you think about a newspaper, traditionally when you were going to research with a newspaper, you'd either have the physical newspaper or you'd have microfiche, and you would need to sit there and trawl through each page to find the information you were looking for. It's great if you knew it was in this particular issue on this date, but if you just knew it was generally in this newspaper title or generally in this period, you'd have to trawl through each page. What document analysis and recognition is doing is supporting technologies such as optical character recognition, which means by putting the digital images through that process, you can support functionality such as full text searching. And so what it's able to do is really add value from the physical by moving it to the digital environment and allow people to undertake resource discovery on massive amounts of data in a way that they just couldn't before. And so it really opens up new avenues to researching with this type of material. All right, maybe I'll talk through the digitisation of 19th century books. So we've had a project to digitise 23 million pages of 19th century books, and that equates to about 80,000 volumes. And so this is really what we describe as a mass digitisation project. And so the workflow is how we get the material which is stored in the basements at the St Pancras building, the London building of the British Library, and how you get that material up into the digitisation studio, do the digital capture, the post-processing, and then make that, information, that digital resource available to users. So the first thing is around what do you digitise? Well, the great thing about mass digitisation, you don't think on an individual item level. So what we did is we selected first English literature, then we digitised from our history and geography collections. And literally what you're doing is saying, well, there's our collection of English literature. We're just going to digitise everything in there that we can. When we take it up to the studio, it's then how do we do digital capture in the most effective and efficient manner. And so 23 million pages is a lot of pages to get through. And so we actually used a digital capture device from a company called Untitled. And what it is, it's basically a V-shaped cradle with two high-end digital cameras mounted above. And so as the book sits in the cradle, you're capturing the two facing pages at once. And the additional benefit with this, this device is it has an automated page turner. So it has a head that comes with minimal contact to the page. There's a little sort of curtain that goes around the head, creates a vacuum within that, that curtain, and then is able to turn the page. And so what we're able to do is get productivity that can be up to 4 times higher than we could if we have someone turning the page manually. And it actually puts less stress and wear and tear on the book. because if you think if you turn a page, we all normally turn the page in the same place, whereas this head is touching the middle of the page, which wouldn't be touched. So it's good for preserving the books. As the operator sits at the terminal, he can see immediately coming up on a screen that's mounted next to the capture device the images that have been taken. So he can very quickly see the quality of that image is really good, and you know, his hand wasn't caught in there as he was trying to turn the page. So he's very quickly able to go back and digitize if needed. Now there's some additional challenges with digitizing this type of material. So one challenge is what we call fold-outs. So you might have a book, and obviously this would be very prevalent in the geography collection, where there's a fold-out map. And this kind of device can't handle fold-outs. So what we would do is the operator would mark that there was a fold-out at this point, and when they finished digitizing the book, we had another scanner, an overhead scanner, where we were able to, on the bed, we were able to fold out the, or unfold the fold out and capture that. And then the software is able to know, okay, this is a fold out for this book, and insert it in the right place. The biggest handicap that we have at the moment is the quality of the OCR. OCR software is brilliant with modern printed material, for which it was developed for, but when we look at historic material with the challenges of, you know, fonts and language and the quality of the paper, which may be centuries old, then what we're seeing is accuracy rates which are much less than we would see for modern printed material. And this hinders the kind of resource discovery services that we will see develop for this type of material. Where I think we will develop is greater sophistication and greater tuning of OCR software to be able to manage historic text. Not only be able to recognize the characters and dealing with poor quality pages, so you have issues with bleed through, but also handling the issues of language. And so, you know, applying historical dictionaries to this material rather than modern dictionaries.